medium court. You've got to get used to the different surroundings, the fact that you've got a bit more room on the court to actually maneuver behind the baseline. Watched him play a fair bit in Umag last year. Ramos played a couple of matches there that I watched. You know, he hits the ball very well from the back of the court, very solid, and he's got a pretty decent serve on him. And of course, being a left-hander, he does have a considerable advantage. So I think we're going to look for him today to use that sliding serve and the forehand cross-court to try and break down Tsonga's backhand.
Thirty, 15.
It's a shame for Ramos.
30 all.
Decent serve out wide. He got him where he wanted him.
Yeah, that's the serve that he's. It's got to be his bread and butter really this afternoon. He's got to use that as much as he possibly can, and then of course can't afford slip-ups like that. It was a relatively simple shot.
Forty, 30. Deuce.
Tsonga might sense the early chance here. Ready to juice in Ramos's opening service game. Pretty effective shot from the Spaniard.
That's what he does on a hard court. On clay, wouldn't necessarily have hit that one as flat as he did in the end, but on hard courts looks to be a little more aggressive slightly earlier in the rally. That one worked well. A little heavy-handed from Ramos.
Deuce.
You just need to take a little pace off that, and the difficulty is you're running full pelt, so sometimes it's very, very hard then to hit a delicate shot, and especially when you're a little nervous as well. Additional tension in the arm, and he just put the racket through that ball just a little too much.
Yeah, advantage Tsonga.
Just struggling to settle, you sense, at the moment, Ramos. Suggested, Jason, you know, the fact that he's playing on the big court. Hasn't done that yet this week, and he's got himself into a bit of difficulty here. First up, break point for Tsonga. Very poor indeed from Tsonga. So loose.
You can understand the frustration. Wasn't under any pressure at all there, but just failed to get any spin on the ball. That one way too flat. Sometimes he does struggle with the feel on that wing.
And then he responds with that, showing his quality. He's timing that out forehand well from the off-end.
A totally different shot. And when he's playing indoors or on the quicker surfaces, he can hide his backhand better. It's easier for opponents to exploit that weakness on the slower courts.
Second breakpoint chance of the game this for Tsonga to get the perfect start. That's his chance again, and
Deuce.
can't take it.
That's a basic shot. I mean, you know, pros, generally speaking, would be looking to make that shot 8 times out of 10. If you're ranked inside the top 10, you've got to make that, you know, 9, 10 times. Again, no real feel. Didn't get underneath the ball enough. Real let off, Ramos.
Advantage, Tsonga.
He's really being tested here, Ramos. First up this game, getting towards 8 minutes already. Tsonga with a third chance to break. Breaks down eventually under the weight of the pressure. Tsonga putting him under a great deal of it from the off, and the Frenchman does have that immediate break of the Ramos serve.
Well, of course, we're delighted again today to say we've got Robbie Koenig courtside. Robbie, afternoon, mate. Just give us a quick update on the conditions today and the bearing that the conditions might have on the outcome of this match, please.
My first words are, a lot better down here, Jason. Not nearly as windy. It's a nice temperature, and I think it's really going to play into Joe Wilfred's hands, especially since he's had to guts it out the last 2 days in tough conditions. He likes playing when conditions are very stable. You know, historically, he's played his best tennis indoors. I think we're going to see him playing well. I think he's going to be a comfortable winner today. I haven't been amazed by what I've seen in the opening game from Ramos. Down a break early, and it looks like the big diesel engine, as he referred to himself yesterday, has started pretty well.
50 left.
Robbie Koenig chilling down there. He's going to get the shades out. Loving himself in those conditions.
Just generally loving himself. Yeah, I mean, just remarking about the amount of unforced errors that we've seen already from Ramos, and it's uncharacteristic, really, and especially when you start thinking about Spanish players in general. Usually they're so miserly, and I think nerves are certainly playing their part.
40 left. Game, Tsonga.
This could be much more different. I know it's very early stages, but if that opening service game's anything to go by, you can just see the body language of Tsonga in these different conditions from his opening 2 rounds. He is enjoying this early on.
And of course, the other thing Robbie was referring to was the fact that Tsonga described himself the other day in an interview with Robbie as a huge diesel engine, and that's why he's changed his pre-match routine now to warm up much closer to the start of the match in an attempt to get off to better starts. So he'll be delighted with that 2-love scoreline.
No, it was a very good the interview that Tsonga did with Robbie. I remember it, the items coming out of it. You know, another one we touched on it a little bit earlier. He was just very, very open about it. He said when Robbie asked him about coming up the court, trying to be more aggressive, he said, I've got to do this to challenge, you know, against the top 4 guys. I've got to do something different. He actually came out and said that, and I found that very refreshing.
30 love.
Yeah, obviously English isn't his first language. He does well, actually, just to understand South African accent, doesn't he? Let alone get any kind of intelligent answer out of him.
Of course, viewers, Robbie Koenig has the right of reply here. It's nicely done.
I always find it a little rich coming from a Yorkshireman guy.
Yeah, I think both the South Africans and the Yorkshiremen do tend to murder the Queen's English every now and then. Get the job done in the end, though, just like Ramos did here. And I think sometimes when you come out on court against one of the highest ranked players in the world, you try too hard. That's what I'm sensing here from Ramos. You know, that's a big second serve there. There's no need. He's a lefty. Get it out to Tsonga's backhand. Stick to the basics. We've seen him already go for a lot of shots and make a lot of unforced errors. I think he's trying to play too well at the moment. You know, that's what I'm looking for. Lots of forehands to the Tsonga backhand and just hang around for a while in the rally. Let it develop. See how well Tsonga's played, especially given how poorly he played in the first 2 matches here.
Just playing a bit tougher. Tsonga 2-1 with the break still.
Well, that will certainly help, won't it? The nerves. Get the first service game under your belt, you always feel a little more involved in the match.
It's an interesting one, though, going back to that interview that Tsonga gave. I mean, Robbie's conducted some good interviews through the week so far, but that one stuck with me particularly because Tsonga was actually pretty open. Sometimes the players afterwards are a bit guarded. It's hard to get them to really say what they're feeling. But there, he was very, very open about what he needs to do to improve and get better.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's thinking about that. A lot of players as well, coming off the end of the season that he had, will be content with the way that they played. They'd be happy with their lot, knocking on the door of the top 5, earning millions of dollars in prize money, as much in endorsements. But no, he wants to get better. Love that attitude.
Time. Take your seats quickly, please. Thank you. Players are ready.
Still with that early break then, Tsonga about to serve at 2-1 in this opening set.
15.